Okay, so in terms of team announcements, we have an Emerald group starting on Monday. I posted in the Fit Republic group. I saw tons of responses, which I'm super excited about. Look out for the link to that group to be posted on Sunday, and I will reply to that post with the link as well so that everybody who wanted in has that link. And we start with that Emerald group on Monday. I said Sunday it would be posted, right? Yes, that's when it will be posted. We start on Monday. This isn't necessarily just for people going for Emeralds. This isn't a group where I talk down to new coaches. This is where I share sponsorship strategies for absolutely anybody and everybody who wants to grow their team. So whether you are going for Emerald or shooting for Star Diamond, I think you're going to get some great value out of that group, and I'm really excited about it. Okay. So for Summit, let's chat about that for a hot minute. I decided today, just after looking at the Summit group and what everybody's talking about and outfits and stuff like that, I was thinking we could, on opening night, wear Chucks on opening night and get a team photo with everybody on opening night wearing Chucks, because Carl Deichler is doing this thing where he's giving everybody an I Am Team Beachbody t-shirt at Summit. So that's super exciting. So he's asking for everybody to wear that on opening night, and I thought that would be perfect if we combine that with our Chucks and we get a team photo with that outfit. So it's hot in New Orleans, or New Orleans, or however you're actually supposed to say it. It's like me saying, what is that place, Newfoundland, out east? And everybody always laughs at me because I say it like that. I know, there's just shaking your heads at me. So what even was I saying? Oh yeah. So wear it with shorts, or like for the ladies, a skirt or something like that, so that you can actually keep cool. In terms of the Diamond Party, again, the Diamond Party is going to happen at my hotel room. It's going to be a pool party. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what time that's going to be right now. Sorry. But the Fit Republic party is going to happen on Thursday, and as is tradition with the Fit Republic party, I have it catered with local food, so I'm hoping it's going to be really, really amazing. I have rented out a house for that party because it seriously is, the Airbnb is like the most cost-effective option. I don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a venue. And also, I don't want like a conference room that feels stuffy. That's so not our culture at all. But I did want to say, if anybody did rent out a house and wouldn't mind it being used for the party, I will contribute. Like, I'll pay half the cost for the day or something like that and make sure it's cleaned up. But otherwise, it will be at the house that I rented. Hang on one second. I gotta mute everybody again. Okay. Okay, and I think that is it for, yes, air conditioning. Oh my gosh, were you guys there at the, for those of you who were at the last Fit Republic party? Allie and I literally went in front of one of the fans they had there and just lifted up our dresses, and we're like, seriously, we're gonna die. So yes, air conditioning is a prerequisite for that house. We want to get a team photo as well on opening night and on closing night. So I don't know, maybe we start a message thread with everybody, or if everybody going to Summit can please be in the Summit group, that would be super helpful so that people can see where other people are going to be, and we can make sure that everybody's got somebody. For those of you who have never been to Summit before, it is crazy busy. It's so very, very busy, and it's not all 70 of us or however many of us there are going to be hanging out 24/7 because there is so much going on. But you will always have somebody at workshops, workouts, all of that kind of stuff. My best suggestion for you is to pre-plan as much as you can who you're going to be with for what, like who's going to the same workshops that you're going to, who's going to the same workouts that you're going to, and make a plan to meet, because the rooms are large. They're big rooms. Any other suggestions, you guys, for Summit that I didn't think about? No? Good? Okay. Lindsay, did you want to say something? You look like you're like...
I was going to say something. I thought our diamond party was Wednesday afternoon, but you said there's that branding thing.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. We can talk about it later.
I don't know what time that's going to be, but maybe we can do it right after, something like that. Okay. What I wanted to chat with you guys about today is one of the biggest fears and one of the biggest discomforts for coaches, new and dinosaur, is they don't want to come off as salesy. They don't want to come off as selling. And so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is something that I've already started the conversation about with you on a previous call. And also I want to make that process where your focus is more on the person and on the conversation than, oh no, I'm going to have to try to sell them something, right? That's never the mentality that I want you to go into that conversation with. And so there are a couple of things that I want to talk to you about that you can do in your own business. Firstly, to set the stage for the invite and to set the stage for a more successful call to action post using your social media. And then secondly, an invite and recommendation process that you can use where you get to focus more on the person, on the conversation, and you let this process sort of do the selling for you, because there is a transaction involved. Right? When somebody joins a challenge group, there's a transaction involved. And in terms of selling, I don't want, like, the context that I'm using it in, I don't want it to have a negative connotation. What it means is that the person needs to understand that the value is there for them to spend the money. Does that make sense? Right? They need to understand that they're going to get something for the money that they're spending, and that they're going to get results, right, for the money that they're spending. Okay. So I'm going to show you, and I'll share it with you in the Fit Republic group as well. I'm going to show you what I'm doing in terms of social media strategy to save myself some time, so that I'm not sitting there wondering what to post, wondering if I'm posting something of value. So that I've got sort of a plan and a layout when it comes to my social media. There will still be many ad hoc sort of posts and fun posts for sure, and like real-time sorts of things. But I think it's worth having a plan and investing some time into that plan to make sure that you're delivering value to people who trust you enough to follow you for fitness advice. I will reiterate something that we've changed in the new coach training. For those of you who don't know, I do recommend having a like page as opposed to just using your profile, your Facebook profile, for business. People are subscribing to your page. They're subscribing to your fitness page, right? For your fitness updates. So you want to make sure that they're really getting value, because when they do, if they do, they will come back again and again and again and again, right? Because they want to know what you're going to offer them next. Okay, so what I've done with my branding person that I was talking about before is I've come up with sort of a theme for every day of the week. So I may not follow that theme for every single post that day, but there's going to be at least one value-based piece of content every day of the week. And I'll show you my example. Okay, so this is obviously not, this is not finished yet, but you'll definitely get the idea. So, okay, so Monday's topics. Monday is really all about being an entrepreneur. So that's the theme, is being an entrepreneur. Within that topic, there are 100 different things that you could talk about. So Mindset Monday, entrepreneurship, mom boss, stay-at-home mom, work from home, business mentor, boss babe, success, girl boss, life by design, etc. So I'll tell you what I've come up with for Monday. So I've got 10 different weeks of Mondays here, right? My one piece of value-based content. And oh my gosh, first I have to share though, the way that I came up with this stuff, some of it I already, like, it was really easy for me to come up with different topics that I wanted to talk about. But for some of it, I kind of had to brainstorm a little bit, and Pinterest was amazing to help me with that. So I went to Pinterest and I searched tips for working moms. And it gave me like a whole ton of different results. And I just found a couple that really work for me, that really resonate with me, and stuff that I felt I could really utilize to offer value to those who follow my page. So I'll go through my Mondays with you. So number one, life hack for working moms: create a morning and evening routines for weekdays and stick to it. So having like little stuff like making sure there aren't any dishes in the sink before you go to sleep. And I have a link here that was my inspiration for that post. Number two, how I built extra income by starting a hashtag side hustle. And I'll go live that day to share like my story. I'll make it a story, not a call to action, but my story about how my side hustle turned into what it has turned into today. Number three, 2 easy ways for busy moms to be more engaged. And I fleshed out that content a little bit more because I don't want to sit there the day that I'm supposed to post that and think, oh my gosh, I can't remember what I was going to say. So I talk about how as moms, we're prone to just trying to get through the day, rushing everything, and then feeling guilt when we lay down to go to sleep, replaying those moments where we wish we would have said yes instead of no. And then I talk about having a phone-free zone, no technology allowed, 5 to 8 p.m., and then make touch and eye contact a part of your pre-bedtime routine. I really feel like this is something that working moms are going to get a ton of value out of. Number 4, mom boss success story. I haven't asked Allie yet, but she's going to share her story. So that's one of my business mentor sort of posts. Number 5, quote, because I want my office to be where I feel like hanging out that day. I saw a Boss Babe quote like that on Pinterest and I loved it. So I'll talk about, I'll do a picture of me in my office and talk about projects I'm working on for my challenge groups and for my team. Number 6, mindset. It's just going to be a graphic. And I'm going to ask, are you more fit or less fit than you were last year? What does that say about how fit you'll be next year? A little bit of a challenge. So that's like more of a mindset one. Working mom productivity hack. That's long. I won't go through the whole thing. Success tip. If you're a procrastinator, you're probably a perfectionist. And I'll explain. So Lindsay's like, I'll explain some hacks you can use and an app, the Pomodoro app you can use for productivity. Number 9 is a motivation mindset sort of thing. Number 10, top 3 mistakes I made in my top 10 business. So it's all about entrepreneurial things. But you'll see as I'll go through my week, someone's drawing on here. I'm not sure how that works. You'll see as I go through my week, it's not all that serious. Monday is about, it's all entrepreneurial, right? So it's more like hardcore business, like I don't want to say businesswoman, boss babe, kind of stuff. On Tuesday, life lessons, motivation, positivity, life experiences, don't give up kind of thing. That's more like encouragement. Wednesday, I really am a nutrition nerd. I love all things nutrition, and I do that kind of stuff for fun. So on Wednesday, it's going to be Wellness Wednesday, Workout Wednesday. The topic is going to be wellness on Wednesday. So that can mean like taking care of yourself mentally. It can be about workouts, results, hormone health. I'm into that, and that kind of thing. Thursday, it's a lighter, sort of fluffier day. You'll see it's more serious toward the beginning of the week, and then it gets lighter as you go toward the end of the week, because that's kind of what people tend to be in the mood for. So Thursday, it's going to be my favorite things I bought that I didn't need. All the Amazon purchases that I want Chris to not be home for when they get delivered, makeup, that kind of thing, product reviews. That's why I love FabFitFun, because I love doing reviews on all those products. On Friday, humor, Funny Friday, uplift and inspire, weekend vibes, etc., etc. So when it comes to humor, my branding chick made a really good observation. She said a lot of times people share things that aren't really funny, like they don't consider them even really funny. It's just sort of like a filler post. And she recommends actually going to like Instagram and finding memes that are so funny that you either laugh out loud or you have to show your husband or your wife because they're so freaking hilarious. So like ones that are laugh out loud funny for you. And Friday, like especially toward the end of the workday when people are checking Facebook and they're just counting down the clock, those are really great times to share those because they will share them. They'll hit the share button on them a lot more easily. Saturday topics. Saturday is more, it's like family, outdoors, that kind of thing. That would be any hobbies that you have. Like hobbies/family are a great thing to share on Saturdays. On Sundays, I think Sundays are a great day to share planning for your week. Meal prep, if you do that kind of thing, planning your meals for the week, how you're scheduling your workouts for the week, that kind of thing. It's also a good day to share family type stuff. So I hope that gives you an idea, and I can even just share this document into the Fit Republic if you want to see it. I think it's worth taking the time to do this. I wouldn't share any more, or I wouldn't create any more than one day of content at a time. Probably no less either. One day of content, 10 weeks of Mondays, right? 10 Monday posts in a day, and then the next day do Tuesday, etc. Because your brain does get fatigued, and then you're just going to sort of mail it in, and then it's not really going to be worth it anyway. So I think this strategy is amazing for saving you some time on your social media, but also making sure that you're really driving toward your target market, and that they're going to receive some value from what you're posting all of the time. Okay, so the next thing is something that's going to save you a ton of time. My friend Brooke Leipoff shared this a couple of weeks ago. It is a questionnaire. It's a challenge group questionnaire and a recommendation form. I'll show you the end result first, because then you'll get it when I show you the questionnaire. So instead of just doing the conversation where you invite somebody to a challenge group and then you ask questions and then ask more questions and then recommend something and ask what a lot of people do, ask, what do you think? We shouldn't do that, but that's what typically happens, right? I love the idea of making our recommendation look a little bit more personal and taking time building the relationship more so than just digging into those questions, just those fitness questions. So here is what the recommendation sheet looks like. So somebody will answer all of those health and fitness questions, and most notably, I'll show you, you're asking them what their health and fitness goals are. You're asking them also what their obstacles and challenges have been so far. And, you know, I'll show you my example, but in my example, I asked what has prevented you from reaching your goal thus far. And you'll get more of an answer. You'll get a fuller answer. If you ask it that way. And then asking what their motivation and inspiration is. What you can do is you can literally copy and paste what their answers were, but tweak it a little bit so it's conversational. You want to show them that you were listening. You want to show them that you read it over and you really care about what their specific goals, obstacles, and motivations are. And then on the right side, you are making a recommendation for a workout program, for a nutrition plan, for supplements. You could recommend just Shakeology, or you could recommend Energize as well. And if you prefer, you can, in the fitness section, you can just say Beachbody All Access Challenge Pack, or Beachbody All Access. You can say that if you prefer, and then actually recommend a specific workout program for them afterward. But I like the idea of recommending a specific workout program right at the beginning. And when you download this as a PDF, you can create live links in this document, which you could use your Beachbody website links for Shakeology, for Energize, for 21 Day Fix Extreme, if you want to give them more information on it. And right here, I did put a link in there, and it's currently the link that talks about the All Access Challenge Pack at the sale price, but it is in US dollars, just FYI. Included support with your package, estimated time for your body goals. I love this because it shows that we're not, like, this isn't a quick fix. This is we've got a long-term mindset when it comes to their goals. And you can include this, but you don't have to. And then notes for your clients. So that's where you just speak specifically to their goals and your role as their coach. So I love this, and I think we should all use it. I think it's totally worth spending the time to create it. It's really simple. If you're not familiar with Canva, you can make a copy by going to Canva, log in with your Facebook account, and if you go to File and Make a Copy, you'll have your own copy of this in your own Canva. So you take out my picture and you put in your picture, take out my name, obviously, put in your name, and change, obviously, every time you do a recommendation, change the name here, and personalize the links with your links. And you can take out, like I said, estimated time for body goals. If you don't want to talk about that, you don't have to talk about that, and you can just take that little part out of here. But I will post the link in the Fit Republic group for this. And I know this is going to happen, but I have to say it anyway. Like, do not edit this document. Don't edit the document. Please don't edit the document. Please don't click on the original document and do a thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be wrecked by tomorrow, which is why I have a copy of it. However, I would really, really love if everybody could just click File and make a copy so that you have your own in your own Canva. That would be super, super amazing. But in any case, I'll post that right after. I will post that right after our call. The questionnaire where you're going to get all of these answers to all of these questions. You can use different platforms. You can use Google Forms. You can use Jotform. You can use Typeform. I like Typeform. However, you don't get a lot of leeway before you have to pay for the membership. So I don't really love the idea of Typeform because I want as much, like I want you to have free platforms, largely free platforms. So I made this example using Google Forms. And there we go. It's so simple, you guys. Google Forms is so very easy. And then the responses go directly to your Gmail inbox. Hold on a second. I wanted to show you how, like you can edit the background. You click on the painty thing and you can change the color of the background. If you click on the image thing, you can select whatever they've got in here. Or if you upload your own image, it's going to pull colors from the image that you select for the top and create the color for the bottom. So that's kind of cool. I will provide this form in the Fit Republic group as well so that you can make your own. And I'll show you another example as well. I'll actually put 2 examples of forms and different questions that I suggest maybe you ask. However, I would really, really recommend that you kind of follow your own heart with the questions that you ask. What do you typically ask when you're having this conversation with people? I think it's really, really important that it sounds like you and it feels like you and it doesn't feel like me or anybody else. So after you create this form, and again, I'll provide this link in the Fit Republic so that you can see what questions are asked. If you go to the responses section in your editable document, you want to click Get Email Notifications for new responses, because if you don't, you may have people who are replying and you've got people who are super interested and you're not knowing that they are interested. So do make sure that you click Get Email Notifications for all responses. And I super, super duper recommend that you say that you're gonna have their fitness assessment for them within 24 hours. That keeps the ball rolling, and I think that's plenty of time typically to get a fitness assessment out and to go through and make a recommendation that way. I think it's really important that we touch also on the email or private message, however you do your thing, that goes along with this fitness assessment. And I'll provide an example of that email as well. It's going to be a massive post with all of this stuff. I think it's really important to be very personal in that response and talk specifically about the answers that they provided in the form, because the form is a little less personal, right, than the back and forth conversation. But I think you make up for that with the professionalism that you get with that fitness assessment. So I do think it's worth it. I do think it's going to save you a lot of time. But being personal in that response is really, really important. And something that will be touched on in the example that I post for you guys is that the coaching portion of this is free. So they get you as their coach for free. Because I think sometimes people think that they're paying for that service or that it's more expensive because they're also getting a coach, but they're paying exactly the same as what you would pay retail, right? People happily go to Beachbody.com and buy the same stuff without the benefit of having a coach. However, again, just like I said with the questions that you ask, the email that you send, I think you should have a few important points in there, but make sure that it's you. Make sure that the verbiage is very you, how you speak, how you talk to your friends. I don't know how many corporate people we have here, but I had a huge, massive learning curve when I started coaching, because my emails and private messages, all my communications were very corporate speak. I was so very used to that language, and the people who I the people who I dealt with in my corporate job were all V and C level executives. And so my language was always very polished, always very professional. And then I started coaching and realized that people didn't like that. And that like it didn't offer much connection at all. So voice messages are great, but this email that you send with your fitness assessment and recommendation are always going to be pretty much the same, other than the first bit that you personalize. So do go through it and make sure that it sounds conversational and like you would talk to a friend again. Okay, so a little, hold on a second, I gotta find my stuff. Okay, so the process that you would use this for would be, number one, invite, obviously, and post a call to action. I would even, in that call to action, I would mention that they get a free fitness assessment within 24 hours. You could even do a post, because you're just starting with this, you could do a post that the headline of the post is that they get a free fitness assessment within 24 hours. This is a new thing. They're not seeing it all over the place, right? So I think it would be totally worthwhile to do that kind of post and to make sure that you dedicate that time to getting those fitness assessments out within 24 hours. So number one, post your challenge group call to action and invite. Next, you send the questionnaire if they're interested. And a lot of people get busy, right? If they've got a career or if they've got kids, people just get busy. So if they haven't completed the fitness assessment, I would follow up within 48 hours. It doesn't need to be 24 hours, because then, I don't know, I'm the kind of person who forgets stuff. And so I guess I don't want to follow up within 24 hours, because I know if it were me, I'd be like, dang, like I got a life here. So I would follow up within about 48 hours. Next, you send the PDF version of the fitness assessment within 24 hours. So the PDF, let me just go back. There. So I don't think I showed you how to actually download the PDF. This is very cool. So you download just right here. And what's very cool about the download is that it contains any links that you put in the text. So it says here, click tablet to watch video, and those links will be live for them as a PDF version, which I think is awesome. Next, I would follow up within 48 hours again if they haven't replied. Sometimes you've got to ask some more questions after they receive the PDF, dig a little bit deeper. And something new that I'm trying out is when people say no, if it's not the right time, if it's not in the budget or something like that, I'm offering the 14-day free trial to Beachbody On Demand just right off the bat, because it gives them the opportunity to check out this whole system for 14 days. They can check out the portion container meal plans, even if they don't have the containers themselves, because all nutrition plans are downloadable, right? They can check out the workouts, test out different workouts in there, including sneak peeks and stuff like that. So I think that would be a really great recommendation for those not right now sorts of people. Because this is going to save you time, I promise. Because it's going to save you time, I would make it a practice always to set a reminder in your phone for 2 weeks after that conversation for those people who decided against the challenge group, and connect with them. You can either comment or ask a question on one of their Facebook posts, or you can go and look at their obstacles and challenges and search tips for this particular fitness obstacle and challenge, and say, hey, I saw this thing on Pinterest, and I know you were talking about how you struggle with whatever, and I thought this might help. It's super, super personal. Oh, I forgot to say, For those who decide against a challenge group at this time, I would also, in that same conversation, ask for permission to follow up with them for your next challenge group, or when they would like for you to follow up. Because it might be next month, or it might be 2 months from now. So yes, do ask for permission to follow up right then and there. Any questions? All good? Okay. I know it can be a little bit overwhelming to create all of this stuff, but I really, really, really do think it's worth the time, especially in this particular instance. I don't think it's a make work type of project, because it's going to save you so much time in your business moving forward. Okay. I think that is it. If we have no questions, I will do up that post in the Fit Republic right away with all of the examples, the social media posts, and the form, as well as the recommendation sheet. Again, for the Canva document, click File and make a copy, please, if you could. That would be amazing. All right, guys. Good night.